Hello everybody. How y'all doing out there today? We're gonna tear down the carburetor on this ms460 Stihl and clean it and have a look on the inside and see how bad a shape it's in. So without running around any farther, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I already took some of the gas out of it, so it won't pee all over us, hopefully. We're gonna pull the carburetor off and then probably set the throttle down off the table. Maybe I can get you in a little closer. You might be able to see a little better. I figured I'd film some of this here for the people that don't know exactly how to get the carburetors off these. It's not really that awful hard to do, but you get that off, pull your trigger wide open, and you get you a decent sized screwdriver and go across and pop up. And then you look in right here, you can twist your throttle linkage and pull that rascal off there, like that. And now I got a bunch of dust in here, so I'm going to set it down here right quick. Blow it out. Now, I don't know how much of this y'all can see. Try to get y'all in here. Y'all stand there and hold that. There's a little rubber. Just get into this little rubber here. It goes onto the jets and the needle. Just take your little screwdriver and kind of pry out on her just a little bit there. You leave it hanging in there once you get it. Oh, it already built the pressure back up on the gas tank. Good thing I cracked her loose. We're going to take and pop this loose just a little bit right here. We're going to push the fuel line off and hopefully not get a bath. We didn't get a bath that time, so we're doing good. Alright, we're going to set this in the third. Get it out of the way. We'll bring y'all right over here. And we're going to get a fresh towel. Put us a fresh towel up, y'all. Let me see if I can get y'all in here a little better. Yeah. Tell me about that. I might even be able to shed a little light on it. We're going to try. We can do it without creating too many shatters. Okay. Y'all can see that. We're going to just pull it apart and see if it's got any wood cellulose built up in the screen and stuff like that. Y'all have to excuse my arm. My tendonitis has flared up a bit. Makes my arm shake a little bit. So that drill driver is a little bit heavier whenever your arm's hurting. I know the diaphragm and stuff ought to be fair. Let's see what we got in here. Well, there's a little bit of dirt in it, but it don't look too awful bad. But she wasn't running exactly right. Let me clean it off and we'll get a look at it. There's the screen. Now, okay. The number one thing we're going to do to start with, well, if my gas bottle stopped peeing all over the floor, we want to find a dry place to set this on the towel. Put a little bit of gas in that, and then I let it set for a minute to see if the gas leaks out. And if it doesn't, then I reach in there and push the knob, and the gas leaks out. So that's good. I'll try to show y'all all of this if I can get it to cooperate. Some of this I'm just doing it to show y'all how to do it. You take that screw loose. Don't take it all the way out, just take it loose. If you hold this down a little bit with your finger, take a pair of needle nose pliers, grab the pin, and just pull out on it. You can pop all them little pieces out. Don't lose that little spring right there. And that right there is the needle valve. I don't know whether y'all can see that or not. That's the needle valve. I'm going to go ahead and wash this thing out. Not exactly sure how to wash the carburetor out. Just clean out every hole you can possibly find that looks like it may have something run through it. And we're also going to blow it out real good, and we're going to check these screws. If you're going to take the jets out of your carburetor, see, the limiter caps have already been removed in this one. If you don't know how to remove them, well, there's a little slot there, and there's a pin, there's a peg on the limiter cap, and you have to put a screw in it and then line that slot up with that peg and get it out. But I'm going to just go ahead and say that you've already got them out. So what you want to do is you want to check to see where they're at. Half, 3/4. Hands at 3/4. Half. The high jet was at a half, so something's going on here for sure. So it almost looks like we got a leaking needle seat, but the needle seat does not appear to be leaking. So we're going to go ahead and take the jets out, because we're going to clean the holes out. Feels like the O-ring is sticking in the hole on this high jet here. And it did. See the O-ring run down the threads. The O-ring's supposed to be up here in this groove. We're going to slide it back up there, or try to anyway. Back up there. For the older fellers, y'all know why I'm struggling so hard, and the younger fellers, you don't understand yet. There we go. See, I got the O-ring back up here in the slot. These two jets are different size. One thread's bigger than the other. So make sure you're mindful of that whenever you do this. There's fuel going through two places right there. Fuel going through two places right there. diaphragm and all look fine. It all looks good. But we're gonna look and see what we got in this box right quick. Check this out and see what we got in here. That's probably the one. That's not. Okay. All right. Now, this is all the stuff we've taken out. So y'all can see that. There's all the stuff we've taken out. It's a little grungy looking. A little grungy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that diaphragm, but we're gonna put it all in there new for video's sake. Because I want y'all to see how I do all this. All right. Now, we've got everything clean. We're gonna put the needles back in. Most Stihls, you can look on the side of the air filter cover and it'll tell you where the initial setting should be. I'm going to seat that. I'm going to go half, one. I'm actually going to set both of them on one full turn and then we'll go from there. Somebody's probably going to say, Stihl goes half, 3/4, whatever they do. Some of them, they say whatever they say. I start on one. Most everything will run on one. It'll at least crank. Half, one. It'll crank and run on one normally. Everything will. Just about. And once you get it cranked and running, then you adjust it to be where it needs to be. And dump all this new stuff out here on the table. See what we got. Now some of these kits don't come with a short needle. For whatever reason they don't. I don't know why, but they do not. And this one appears to not have come with a small needle. Let us go over here to the other carburetor box. Get us a new small needle out here. I don't know why they do that. Some of them come with both needles and some of them don't. If you can get the one that's exactly for your carburetor, that's the best thing to do. Some of the ones I got are for other carburetors, but the diaphragms and all is the same, but just they don't always have the right needle in them, but I do have extra needles, so. I mean, I work on a lot of saws, y'all. Give me a break. Put that little thing back in there. And this is the tricky part. You gotta set that, you gotta set the needle down in the hole, set the little plunger down, and then slide the the guide rod back underneath that screw. Once you get it under there. Now there's a lot of question about where this is supposed to be set. I try to set them right close to flush with the top of the carburetor. That little spoon, you take something flat and go over it, and if it touches it, it's too high. You hold right here, give her just a little tweaking, then bump it, check it again. There we go. And that's flat with the top of the carburetor, and that's where I want it. Now, one of the other things that I like to do on these sometimes is check them to see if they're leaking before I put the carburetor back together. Just like we done previously. Gas in it. Stand there and hold it for a minute and see if the gas goes down. If it don't, push the little thing and it goes down. So now we're going to put our little screen in here, and it's probably going to throw a fit because y'all are watching. Take your screen, try to take one of your screws and get as close to the middle as possible. Push down in there. The head of the screw helps get that little screen down in there. That's just a little trick I use. I'm sure somebody else probably does it too, but that's what I do. Oh, mercy. Now, this thing, you got to make sure you put it the right way, and that is not the right way. When you get it the right way, the little holes will line up on the sides, the little flaps will line up. Your membrane goes on, then your gasket, and your lid. Got it all in there right. It'll sit down on it like it ought to. If it don't sit down on it like it ought to, then you don't have it in there right. So you gotta make sure you get your pins down in there. Sit down. And that's the bottom half put back on there. Now we gotta put the diaphragm back on. And the diaphragm goes gasket first, then the diaphragm.
Metering side.
And the little round part goes down toward the carburetor. I can get it lined up. Is this one of them that's going to be a... This is one of them that's it's backwards. Sure enough, that's the second time I found one of them. The holes are backwards. You know it would be on video. See? That's just proof that everything don't always go right for us either. It just looks like it does most of the time. We're going to check one of these and see if it's going in the right direction. If it is, we'll just drop the diaphragm out of this and put it in there. If it ain't, we're going to stick the old one back in it. And it is not. Well, that's weird. Okay, whatever. That's the way the ball bounces sometimes. I do not have any idea. I think I got a batch of carburetor kits that were actually assembled backwards. Because I've run into that twice now. What do you do? Okay. I should have put all 4 of them in, but I got 3 of them in there to hold her down. I'm just going to go back and snug it up with a screwdriver. You don't want to tighten the far out of them, you just want to snug them up. And there you go. That's a ms460, and to put it back on, you just reverse your procedures. So we're at 22 minutes. I'm gonna cut this one short. Y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Bellhopper out.